So if you're anything like me, when you queue up for a battle and you see Komarin Assault on your screen, you start thinking, please give me defense, please give me defense, don't put me on offense. Come on, no whammies, no whammies, put me on defense, and offense. Welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Battle Bites here in World of Tanks, and today we're going to talk a little bit about assaulting on Komarin. This is an uphill battle. If you end up on this match and you're assaulting, you need to realize that your chances of winning are going to be pretty low. And thankfully, at least, I am in a top tier medium tank. I'm in the T95E2 American Tier 8 medium tank in a Tier 8 battle. So I saw the result of the matchmaking, the map that we're on, and that I'm assaulting. And I decided, you know what? I'm sick of losing on this map. Every time I queue up on this and I'm on offense, I lose. So I say, you know what? I'm going hard. I'm going in here to get super aggressive. And if I die, well, then at least I get to queue up for another battle. So what I'm going to do is push very aggressively down the southern border of the map. Notice I'm going to cross the stream. I'm going to get over the little hump in the road. I'm going to use the bushes on my left there to try and get as far forward as I can, as quickly as I can, before I get spotted. Okay, so now I'm spotted. I do have a target. I fire on the move. Thankfully, it goes in, but I am not going to stop. I'm not going to aim. This is when you're most vulnerable crossing this field, and it's one of the biggest challenges on this map. Usually, if the match devolves into sitting and sniping at each other, the other side, the defense, has a ridge line across the entirety of the 8-9 line there, where they can just sit, poke, snipe, pull back, and they can do that all day. And if you're assaulting on offense, you need to be aggressive. You need to kill them, and they can play defense all day. So I'm trying to change things up. I'm trying to get into position here, use the strength of my tank. The hull armor on this tank is really, really good. So I'm going to try and stay hull down as much as I can, change the angle on these guys a little bit. You can see I'm the only one on the front offensive 2/3 of the map right now. Everybody else is back at the back of the map. So I'm trying to give them something else to shoot at, turn their guns, so all the guys that are at the back of our lines can hopefully give me some supporting fire while these guys stay exposed and shoot at me. So we're taking a lot of hits. The armor is holding up pretty well, but they're starting to wear our health down. So we're going to break line of sight here. We're engaging a Scorpion and an AMX M445. We put another big hit into the AMX, and he's now a one hit. Great. The Scorpion's still on full health, and that tank has very, very poor armor. So we can use some high explosive on him if we get him available, but we want to get this AMX out of the way first because he's a one hit. I put one in, critical hit. That is devastating. We need his gun removed. We're going to poke again, aim, and a crit again. Oh my gosh. All right, I can't afford another one of those, so I load a an explosive premium round, a heat round, and we're going to hope to put our next one in here. I break line of sight. I'm going to pull back, and thankfully we get some supporting fire. The Arty and some of our tank destroyers there at the back of the map. Put one in. So now it's just me and the Scorpion. I pop up. Now I am on extremely low health. We switch to the high explosive rounds because now we're dealing just with the Scorpion, and we want to maximize our damage. And oh, look who's joined the fight. We've got a T29 up here with us, and now we're flanking, right? Now we've got a push going to the north. There we put our high explosive round in, and we've got our tank destroyers sniping from the west. So we've changed the angle of the attack. We've forced them to come out and engage us, stay exposed. They can't just sit on the hill, come up, and pull back. So this is going really well. There is one artillery on the enemy team, so we need to be aware. We're not going to stand still. We're not going to let them fully aim. And, well, it also helps if a top tier heavy on the enemy team is AFK. So the Tiger 2 here, not providing any support for his team. He is providing some spotting, so we put one shot in, get some support, and then finish him off. So now he's removed, and look at the score, 7-2 on offense on Karelia. This is great, or on Komarin, sorry. So we've got the T29. We're going to let him push in front because we're on extremely low health. And even though we have the advantage here, we don't want to throw it away at this point. So we're going to look for some more opportunities, but we're going to be very, very cautious now. We're in a good position. We can stay hull down. We can light up targets and let our friendlies rain some fire in. And hopefully, pretty soon here, they'll strap on their big boy pants and push, get a little aggressive as well. We should be able to pincer these guys from the south and from the west. So once again, we're going to move around here to the side. We're going to look for some shots, try to light up some targets. We do have one friendly artillery, and I know he's put some firing down here as well. So we're going to try and light some targets up. I get spotted. I don't see anything in return, so I want to pull back. I don't want to get hit. One good shot into me could take me out. We're going to maneuver a little bit here, put a little waggle on it because there is one enemy artillery. We don't want him to hit us. And we're moving. We're not spotted anymore, so we should be artillery safe. But, of course, we are not because artillery, it's a thing. But we only get tracked, so we're still in it. That hit wasn't too bad. and we get our tracks up, and then we're going to get out of that spot because artillery is probably going to let his same round fly into that same spot as soon as he's loaded. So the scores are 8-2. The T-29 is advancing. He puts one shot in there and takes out another enemy. Kudos to the T-29. I think he ends up with a pretty good result in this fight. We're going to crest the ridge. Aim. Boy, that one bounced off the front there. I don't know how that bounced. His front plate was angled down towards us, which was decreasing the angle. That shot really should have gone in. That was surprising. So now we're doing well here. The rest of the friendlies are joining us. They've taken the base area, but we want to clean up all the kills here. So we're going to engage this T-34-3. He's coming towards us. We're trying to keep our armor angled here. Front plate I want at a slight angle and a big angle for the side armor, which is not that good. We put one in, and we're almost reloaded. We put another one in, but now we have some help here. They're getting flanking shots on the T-34-3, and finally we get taken out. But I think we did our job there. It is now 12-4. There are only 2 enemies left on the enemy team, and it looks like this is going to be a win for our allies. And I don't know if that will always work. If you're in a light tank, you can get into that position much more quickly. But if they push with 1 or 2 tanks with some decent DPMs or some decent alpha damage, they could take you out really, really quickly if you don't have any support on that back line to discourage them from pushing around aggressively at you. If you're in a heavy tank and you've got the armor, but you're really, really slow, well, you're going to get caught out in that open field, and you're not going to get there in time to help. But if you have a nice mix of speed and armor and health points, you can do that. You can push aggressively to try to get into that position. Hopefully there's not too many artillery on the enemy team, because that could be a problem as well. And you can get there, light up targets for your team, distract them, keep their turrets having to point multiple directions instead of just straight across the valley. And hopefully you can have a positive outcome on the game like we did here. This was a great result. Almost 3,000 damage, another 1,000 assistance damage. We blocked over 1,700 damage points, which is more than the entire health of our tank. And you can see here from the detailed results, we'll go through the efficiency tab really quickly, that we had a great outcome on that game. One of the biggest challenges when you're assaulting on Karelia is crossing the field. Whether it's in the northern flank or the southern flank, there's a big open gap there. And if you hesitate, if you wait, the enemy tanks will get into position. They can fill out the entire line from north to south, have multiple guns on that ridge line, and if you start to move, they're all going to crest, shoot you. They're going to have a good 10-15 seconds to shoot at you before you get into any kind of cover from the terrain. But because we went at it so aggressively from the start, we were almost 3/4 of the way into cover before we got spotted. We were able to put one in on the move, dodge a couple of shots using the speed of our tank and the terrain wisely, and then we were in position, and then it was great. It was up to the other enemy tanks to get us out of there. Now again, if 3 of them have pushed really aggressively, came over, put 2 hits into me each, and been able to take some, been willing to take some fire in return, yeah, they might have cleared me out, and it would have failed spectacularly. But doing things according to the status quo, I just don't think is a viable strategy on this map. You can't sit back and just snipe. You need to get in, be aggressive, change things up, put pressure on the enemies. And you can see here from the detailed results, really great result, 1,428 base XP. I'm surprised it only resulted in a second-class mastery badge. I thought that would be a first class, but it was a good individual outcome, and of course a great outcome for the team as well. We fired our 19 shots, 16 of those hit, and we were moving a lot. We were snapshotting, we were using auto aim, so not bad for the accuracy. Of course, we were at pretty close range. 14 of those went in. We did have the one crazy bounce. I think it was on a VK4502A. But other than that, penetration of the gun was very reliable. And then we did, just about 3,000 damage and another 1,000 assistance damage for a 100,000 plus silver game. And that was with no operations completed. So, focused on a map here for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe for future content. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.